All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? We're going to take a 5-minute deck tech look at another dinosaur build, but this time we're going to ramp to the biggest, dumbest, scariest dinosaurs we could play. So let's go hop to it. All right, so to pull this off, we're going to need a lot of mana, and that's not a surprise. So we're going to start with 3 Bramble Familiar. 1, because it taps for mana, but 2, because late in the game, if we already have all of our mana, we can go ahead and find some other big body, because we're going to have a lot of them. We're also going to be playing Glimpse the Core. This is just going to let us go get a forest, put it into play, done. Nothing fancy, don't really have any caves that work with it. Just going to be what it is. We're going to play Intrepid Paleontologist. Just 2 copies of this. This is more of a late game option, but it does let us tap for any color, and it is a 2/2 body, so it's fine. But mostly just for the late game option to get to use some stuff back at the graveyard again. And we're going to play some Iron Crag, because being able to ramp is good. Nothing wrong with it. And we have several things at 4, so each of these things that gets us from 2 mana to 4 mana on turn 2 to turn 3, actually very important. Speaking of which, those other things we want to play, one of them is going to be Big Score. This is a way to get extra cards and actually gets us treasure. So this is going to help a lot of different ways, obviously. We're going to be playing Colossal Dactyl. This made the cut in our mono green dinosaur list as well. Here, it's a 4/5 big body with trample and reach, just something else scary the opponent has to deal with. Also going to be playing Hulking Raptor. This again is going to find its way into a lot of lists, maybe not even dinosaur lists, just because getting that extra 2 mana is huge. It basically lets us take this deck from turn 2 mana creature to turn 4 raptor to 4 mana raptor to 6 mana whatever. And we'll talk about those 6 manas in a second. 6 mana creatures in a second. Wow. Get stumbled when we're trying to go fast to get this in 5 minutes. But we're also going to be playing Bone Horde Dracosaur. No surprise here. Card's just really good. And if nothing else, if it's not giving us other cards, it's giving us extra mana. That helps the list as well. We're going to be playing a couple of copies of Earthshaker Dreadmaw because, well, extra cards is good. We don't need this as bad as we've needed in the previous list. We've talked about this, but here it is, a couple of cards probably. We're not going to have a ton of dinosaurs out early, so there's a chance it just draws 1 card, maybe 2, but that's actually okay because it's still a 6/6 trampler on its own. But that's because this slot is also being taken up by Trumpeting Carnosaur. 7/6, discover 5, which means when it comes into play, you get to look at cards until you get to something that costs 5 or less, which we have a lot of good targets. And this actually gives us some actual removal cards because we're going to play mana, pay 3 mana, discard it, deal 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker. Now, the thing I will say is we do have several good hits here with Colossal Dactyl, with Hulking Raptor, with Big Score, with Bone Horde Dracosaur. So we have a lot of things we can hit off of this. So it's not bad that it's 5 or left. Now, we could get a mana creature, fine, but even Bramble Familiar, we could return to our hand and use that. So not the worst thing. We are going to crazily play a full set of Atali, but we have so many things that make mana that I think it's fine that we can get away with these. I don't think there's anything surprising here. Atali lets us get a free card from your opponent, and there's a good chance we'll have the mana even to just flip this over on the backside and do some crazy stuff. And of course, Tyrannix Rex, because if we're going to go up that high to 7 mana, might as well take a shot at having another thing that can just kill your opponent. Because hopefully late in the game, even if they sweep the board, you hit your opponent for 8 with haste. That's actually going to be very strong. But we get to play our favorite card here for dinosaurs, Ghalta. Now, I don't expect we're going to have a ton of stuff in hand, but we do have Dreadmaw, we do have the Big Scores, so there's a way we could actually have stuff in hand. Or even if the game just progresses from 2 mana thing, 4 mana thing, 6 mana thing, 8 mana thing, like we go straight up to Ghalta, and then ta-da, we get to kill the opponent. So yeah, some really fun stuff that we could do here. I don't know which is going to work out best, but this is actually pretty cool overall just to kind of theorize around. And as far as lands, we're not going to do anything too crazy. We are going to play the new Restless Ridgeline because, again, just having another quality body that randomly happens to count as a dinosaur. Doesn't really matter much here, but it is a thing. And we do have a Cavern of Souls because we have so many dinosaurs. Now, we can't use this early to play like the Bramble Familiar or whatever, but everything else we can use this for. I mean, we can use a colorless. We just can't get color out of it for the non-dinosaur stuff. But I think that's more than reasonable, and I don't think that's going to really be an issue here because we have so many multi-lands, I don't think it's going to matter. So yeah, as you can see with Lost Caverns of Ixalan, there are a lot of different ways to play dinosaurs already. I think this is our 3rd variant of the dinosaur list, so lots of choices there. Don't forget though, if you want this deck list, it'll be in the description below. You can just download it and have it ready to go in Arena as soon as it goes live. Remember though, please like the video because that helps out. And then if you subscribe, hopefully you'll be able to see all of the different 5-minute deck techs we'll have coming today and tomorrow. And also, merchandise. Check out this sweet shirt. It's going to be linked below. Otherwise, watch this next video so you're just ready to go for standard whenever the set goes live.